This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Please tap that like button. Tap that subscribe button. I appreciate you guys, okay? And let's get into this, okay? I don't know. My sleep schedule's off. I know yours is too. I mean, it's weird, right? So anyways, Young Chop responds to that woman. I think she's in Love and Hip Hop. She was a rapper. Something like that. She said she was complaining how she couldn't get on as a rapper and everything in the past. And then, Young Chop got in there nice and thirsty and she denied him. And then he went back at her and, this is what guys do, man. Like some guys do. Now, Young Chop did, she was going at him, so, he got her back.
Suki, Hana, with your blowfish, big ugly, you big ugly as hell with your money ass, with your lizard, big ugly face on you. If I had something done to your goof ass, stop playing with me. Now, I ain't want to get on your place. This ain't no see, female goofy.
That's funny. So, Young Chop definitely roasted her. Then we got Tekashi. He's got some agreements where he can't do certain things because he's on probation. Plus, he's still on he has to stay in the house, but he can't really troll rappers right now. Not for a few years, or at least for a few months, at least. So it's gonna have to be creative, maybe more subliminal. But is it gonna be interesting without him doing that? I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, the first thing he drops is gonna go super viral. So they're probably gonna want to drop a whole project immediately. So we'll see what happens with this, but whatever he drops right now is gonna go super viral. Then we got, I didn't even realize who Drake was talking to. See, Joe Budden had Jada Fire in his IG live, and Drake was in there, and he told her she looked like G-Unit in a good way. I don't know how that's a good way, but maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm tired, but I forgot who this girl is. So she's a explicit star. I can't say the actual word because everything gets flagged now. But she's a star on one of those websites, and she used to be one of my favorites, man. She used to be. She still is fine. She actually looks better now than she did 15 years ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. She's aging like fine wine. She's nice. Jada Fire is fire. And then we got, Meek Mill and 2 Chainz isn't happening. 2 Chainz wanted to challenge Meek Mill. He said, nah, I just want to watch. Meek Mill would have flamed him, bro. Meek Mill would have flamed him. You can argue with me in the comments all you want. 2 Chainz got some hits, but Meek Mill got street hits. He would have flamed him, bro. I'm sorry. Meek Mill's a better rapper. And he's better. He's just a better vibe. He got better vibes, man. Every project has a couple great ones. I've never heard I've heard like an okay Meek album, but like the one he released right when he got with Nicki was like But after that, he came right back with some fire. So he's only had one weird project. Everything else has been great. So in 2 Chainz, he had like one good project in the beginning. He had a good mixtape. And then that was it. He had a good mixtape in the beginning. That's what got me into him. And then he had an album. He had 2 good mixtapes, I'll say. Then an album. And then that was it. I remember he got super Hollywood when I was working with him when he was Titty Boy. We were working together. We did like 10 videos. Then he started getting some traction. I was putting them all at the top. And then he changed his name to 2 Chainz. And he was getting out of his deal with Ludacris. Now, he hooked me up. I always respect one thing. Ludacris wanted to sponsor me. And he connected it without anything. And I bought him a Louis bag when he did that because I respected it. Because I was making good money with Ludacris for the sponsorship. But then I figured out he was getting money for every video we did. So I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't really need to buy him a Louis bag. But anyways, I remember like I really supported him. I really, and I still do. I mean, he's nice, and he's got star persona, right? But I remember I was like, yeah, so let's do, F the Roof and this and that. And he was like, nah, I got another director doing that and this. And I was like, this guy. There was a certain point where he just crossed over. All rappers do this. QCP was just talking about this. Rappers always get rid of the managers they come in with and everything. The people who, put a lot of sweat equity in. I put a lot of sweat equity in with 2 Chainz. He wasn't paying me for those videos, and he wasn't paying me my rate at the time. I was charging $3,000-$4,000 a video at the time, If anything, I was getting, he was considered a low, like with Ludacris sponsoring it, it was only like a, C-class rapper. There was ABC for money you could get. So I would get a couple $100. It didn't matter. It wasn't about the money when I was working with him. I really believed in him. And I was right to. I mean, look what happened. He became huge. He already had like a kind of a respect in Atlanta, but he needed that extra push. Same with Gotti. He needed that extra push before I got with him. He was hot in his city, in his area, Midwest, but he needed that push to get to New York, Cali, and stuff like that. So anyways, I'm glad everything worked out for him. I'm just talking about that one time. I don't care, because I realize that's part of the game. Like, it sucks when it's happening. Like, it's like, wow, you think you're friends with the person, But then once you realize that this just happens to everybody and that's how things go, you realize, oh, okay, it was just my bad. I blame myself for not protecting everything. People respect when you do business with them. They don't respect when you put sweat equity in. Always remember that. That's just some advice I could give you, me being in the game for a while. People don't respect sweat equity, which means doing things for free and just working hard. They respect actual business being handled, even if it's a small amount of money. They respect business. I appreciate you guys, and I'll check you guys on the next one. This is Jordan Tower, JT News. Peace.